Check out insane. I have a small.
Got the seniors here tonight. Back here.
You talked about the defensive effort tonight. You guys shut their ground game down.
Yeah, I was excited when we heard that we were gonna be up first, and the whole deal was excited too. And we just laid it on them the first series, and we figured out who was the more physical team this game.
Did that comment from UCLA tick you guys off?
Yeah, it just was in my ear the whole game.
Tyler, how about you? Do you have the same thoughts? Were you ticked off about that comment?
Oh, yeah, they tried us.
Shut them up?
Yeah, we did, for sure.
Matt, did you think on that?
Yeah, we watched it on a video right before we came over to the stadium, so we knew what we wanted to do and come out here and improve today, so I think we did that.
Zach, you moved into second place for career all-purpose yardage tonight in school history. Then the second quarter, you had one drive where you accounted for 95 yards on 3 different plays. What was going so well for you in that quarter and for the offense as a whole?
Our offensive coordinator, Coach Lovely, just put me in great positions to make plays, and I mean, without the guys in front of me, the O-line and Snoop right here doing the things to make it a lot easier for me, I wouldn't be able to do without those guys. So everything was just gelling pretty well.
Tyler, you were connecting with Brant Keithy pretty well today. I mean, what was UCLA not doing, I guess, that allowed him to be open so much?
Guarding him. That's about it. They left him open. He made great plays down the field, found his way to the touchdown.
What's it like to have tight ends like that can catch the ball just as well as any of your receivers?
It's great to spread the field, just knowing even with Zach in the backfield, that's five receiving people that's on the field at a time, and it's good.
Bradley, what was the mindset defensively or the plan going into this game?
Basically just execute what Scally had for us this weekend, and as far as our scheme, and just, doing what we do week in and week out to prove to every team that who's the more physical defense. And I think the guys did a great job today, especially hustling around.
Is that the primary focus, just to be more physical?
Yes, yeah. I think it's just lays the foundation for the rest of the things. When you're more physical and other things come along, your scheme comes along better. Things open up more for you as a defense.
Zach, with you guys in playoff contention, I mean, is there any talk of running up these scores to make sure that it's just convincing, or?
No, we just coming out here trying to come out here and do what we're supposed to do, is win. We don't care about what the score says, anything like that. We just want to come out here and make sure that we put in our best efforts, making sure that we execute our plays, because it's not about the team that we're going against, it's about us. So we just make sure that we execute our plays to the best of our ability, and whatever we do on the offensive side of the ball where we put up points, that's what it is. So we're not out here trying to run up scoreboards or anything like that.
Tyler, is this offense or defense or both tonight?
All of the above. All of us did our job. We got a lot that we could prove on, but we all did pretty good tonight.
Zach, you guys have played close to your A game for 6 games in a row. How do you do that week after week?
It starts in practice, and guys being accountable of each other, just making sure that everyone's out there doing the right things from Monday to Friday, getting ready for the game, and just making sure that everyone's watching film, getting extra film study in, if it's meeting with their coaches or whatever it may be, just doing extra things that other teams don't do late in the season, because this is championship month.
In film study, or what did you see in that or in the game tonight that you knew that deep ball would be there tonight?
They tried to pack the box, trying to defend against Zach. So it created a lot of one-on-ones in the back end, and our receivers, tight end, did a great job of getting after them.
Brant, do you know going into a game like this that you're going to be targeted a lot, or did it just happen as the game?
Well, I go in every game trying to think that I'm going to get a lot more targets, but just Snoop got me the ball, and I was open in space and just made a move, and credit that to the O-line, and credit that to Tyler also.
Brant in the first half as an offense, you guys were averaging 10 yards per play. What do you feel like was the biggest factor in having so much effectiveness in moving the ball?
I just think we need to keep that mentality of physicality and just open up the field and make those big plays, which we did tonight and showed it.
What was it like to see somebody like Mika Tafua, get a interception for a return? What's that kind of stuff like for you guys?
It was awesome. If you saw, I was tired after that play because I sprinted 100 yards to go and celebrate with him. Everybody else did too, and so I was very excited for Mika, and it was just a fun game overall for the defense. We got a lot of turnovers and stuff, and gave it back to Tyler and them. So it was a fun day.
Zach, did they tell you at all why you got penalized for after that touchdown?
I guess when I scored, I went over and high-fived the fan, or he came over and high-fived me. But, yeah.
Brian, were you aware you were close to a career high there?
After that touchdown, I figured I was like, I should be about 100, so close to a career high. So just thank Tyler for throwing me the ball and just giving me the ball in space too.
Tyler, are you ever surprised at some of the things that your playmakers do, like
No.
Keithy making guys miss out there?
Mm-mm.
Never.
Mm-mm, never.
How much confidence do you have in these guys?
More confidence than I got in myself. And I got a lot of confidence. That's a wrap.
That was perfect.
Sounds about right. Oregon's kicker's atrocious. Their kick games are bad for a decade.
Repost? Okay. All right, outstanding performance by our guys tonight. Proud of them. Offense, defense, really both outstanding play. That's a good football team too in that other locker room. They got a lot of playmakers. The quarterback is special, and we just played well tonight. But that's give them some credit because they played, or they have some guys out there that are really talented and athletic. Tyler Huntley was outstanding, his usual. Incredible completion percentage and yards per attempt way up there. Zach Moss was outstanding. Entire defense, I think we created 4 or 5 takeaways and scored on one, set up another score. So a lot of good things there. rough in the punt game. Punt game is real rough tonight. That was not a fake punt in the third quarter. We have a designed in the rugby-style punt where if he thinks it's there at any point, he can take it, and just made a bad decision. I'll take responsibility for that. At that point in the game, I should have called it off or told him that was not any longer in play. And so, not Ben's fault. Other than that, like I said, just great preparation by our guys. They worked hard in practice all week long. They stayed focused. Blocking out the outside noise and all the stuff that's going on, and just paying attention to what they got right in front of them. And that's what we need to do again this week. And so, like where we're at, but still some football left, obviously, and we got to keep focused and just keep our same mindset. So, questions,
Coach. The players, when they came in before, emphasized that they'd made a point of being the more physical team through the 4 quarters. Do you feel like they accomplished that goal?
Without a doubt, yeah, without a doubt. And you really look to the rush yardage when that's your first indicator of physicality. And we certainly won the rushing battle and controlled both sides of the line of scrimmage.
Guy, what allowed for Brant Keithy to get so many yards today?
He's just a tremendous athlete, and it's not anything we scripted differently other than he just happened to be shake-free more often than he had in the past. He's played really good football for us all year long, but he's a tremendous weapon, and he's only a sophomore. He's a true sophomore, and he's a tough matchup. I don't know if teams know really how to account for him, because he can't be covered by a linebacker, and safeties struggle with him, and Andy has done a great job of. And one thing Andy's, well, many things, but one of the strengths of Andy is he puts guys in position to maximize their ability and what they do best, and he's certainly done that with Brant Keithy.
Coach, Demari Simpkins had a fumble tonight, and that makes the second week in a row the receiver has lost a potentially costly fumble. What's being done behind the scenes or in practice to try and...
We're flogging him and trying to emphasize that ball is everything, and we certainly, in all seriousness, we certainly give it a great deal of attention in practice. It's constant. We have turnover circuits and all kinds of things that we have in place to try to eliminate that. We've been pretty good all year long as far as winning the turnover margin. We haven't turned it over a ton, but we have fumbled too much this year. That's something we have done. We got it.
You've gone 14 quarters now in Rice Cycle Stadium without allowing a touchdown. What can you say about your defense, not only in general being so consistent?
Yeah, really good players. Really good players. The front four is, I'm biased, but I think it's the best in the country. Linebackers are active and tough and making plays. Secondary's covering. Coach Scalley's getting them in the right spots and the right locations, and his staff is doing a great job with fundamentals and technique. And you just add all that up together, and it's pretty good defense.
Regular season comes to an end. How do you stay focused and ignore all the outside noise you guys are hearing?
Well, we still got 2 games left. We're not done yet, and so it's the same MO this week as it's been the last several weeks. Is just focus on what's right in front of you. Don't worry about any of the outside stuff, and just pour all your attention and your focus and your efforts into whoever's next, and it happens to be Arizona next week.
How much does it impress you that your guys play at something close to their best every week?
It's very impressive, and I've said this all season long. I love coaching this group. It is an absolute pleasure to be around these guys and to work with them, and I don't think I've had to yell maybe one time all year. I mean, it's literally it's a great group, senior leadership and leadership. There's leadership beyond the seniors as well, and they just take care of their business. And it's a very mature, very just a group that understands how to operate.
Coach, in the first half, Julian Blackman had 7 tackles, 1.5 sacks, an interception, and a forced fumble. Is that one of the best halves you've seen him play, and how important was it to the defense overall in that?
I knew he was playing well. I didn't realize he was that productive. That's a heck of a half of football, and that interception was big in the end zone where he went up for that jump ball. And Julian is in the right spot. He made that transition from corner to safety flawlessly, and he's gonna, he's drawing attention to the scouts, and he's going to have a chance to continue to play at that spot.
Coach,
at the next level.
I know you just want to win, but considering the playoff implications, the rankings and so forth, do you ever consider so-called style points?
Never consider that. That's something that we don't do, we won't do, and that's just how it is. And we weren't trying to run it up tonight. We pulled all our guys and just started running the football. The reason we left the pedal on the gas pedal down a little longer tonight is I've watched that Washington State UCLA game several months or whatever it was when they came roaring back from down. It was 32 in the late in the third quarter, and so that was the reason why we kept the throttle wide open for a little longer than usual.
How big of a factor was the fact that one of the UCLA players questioned your toughness?
Yeah, our players were aware of that for sure, and I don't know how much it bothered them or amused them. I don't know. I can't tell you, but they knew, and didn't make a huge deal of it, as far as you know, and players responded well. Okay. Good? Thanks, guys, gals.
Hey, never had applause. Yeah.